Hello. We are live. And we're gonna play more Tunnels and Trolls. Okay, oh man, I just had to rush to get a bunch of stuff set up. Today I wanted to use some materials that like I actually got from people who actually view the stream. So I'm gonna show some of that off a little bit. In a little bit. Let me try to get this camera right. Also, I kind of try to figure out how to set up my camera so I can do stuff like, whoa, look at that. If I wanted to go into that direction, I can do, whoa, look at that. Yeah. I have essentially this drawing controller that I can program to do this kind of stuff. And this for my, you know, my digital drawings, but I could use it for this as well. And the cool thing is, yo, Aggie, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, let me see if hello. I don't have my cap on, so I feel a bit naked, but I just wanted to go through a few things before we actually start. I just got back from the doctors. It's kind of bad news. I've been having very bad headaches for like a few weeks now, and I was like, man, what's going on here? And I went to the doctor and they tested my blood and stuff like that, but when they checked my breathing, they said my breathing was very ragged, and they said it's likely that I have the lung infection that I used to have, which, if that's true, it's pretty bad, because the treatment may take like, I don't know, like a month or something. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, you can, I'm not lying, you can see that. You see that? I got my blood taken from me. I got sucked by a vampire. But yeah. So essentially, I just wanted to distract myself today with a bit of Tunnels and Trolls. I've written up a little blog post. I'll probably link in the description after this whole thing is done, but it's essentially how I'm trying to make Tunnels and Trolls solo more freeform. And yeah, I won't show those rules on screen while I'm doing it because I don't know how to do that. But I'll kind of walk you through the process and we'll start. Alright, there you go. Okay, so Tunnels and Trolls binder, as well as my character sheet. We have Bonchi Kozak, who is a warrior, human warrior. They have, can you even see that? The lighting is like way too bright. Let me fix that. Manual lighting. Oh, get blasted by the sun. Maybe even lower. Yeah, like that. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's fine. I can zoom in a bit. Yeah, look at that. Oh, you heard that notification. I hope. It's still gonna play if I do this? Oh my god. Something's going wrong here. Let me try to fix this up. Okay, it's not playing anymore. Okay, that's good. Whoops. Yeah, Aggie named this character, Bonchi Kozak. So, yeah, we're gonna basically go through the world of Kral, which I watched recently. It's a movie, pretty good movie. And I wanted to try to see if I could make it into a little setting, and I kind of did that. So I have a little 6x6 grid map, which is kind of cool because then I can just roll a d6 for each axis and get a location on the map. I rolled up an initial quest, and the quest is to free the fire mares who are in C1, so over here. And my starting location is in the swamp. So I used these cards and I was like, okay, what is my starting situation? And apparently I am a tomb robber and also a gambler, and I couldn't pay off my debt, so I'm trying to free these fire mares, who are like basically these horses who can emit fire from their hooves and can go very fast and can fly. And I'm trying to get the fuck out of Dodge. So I'm trying to like hit to the north to like get out of this fucking continent so that the debt collectors won't come and kill me, you know? Hello Ricardo, hello Penflower Inc. But yeah, that's the starting scenario. Now I have a few interesting things that I think could be used for today. So let me go grab them real quick. So I'll be using these cards, but primarily for names. But also, let me go grab it. Let me zoom out of this. I have these. Look at that. It's GM's dressing dice. This was sent to me and made by Caustic, who is a viewer of this channel. Art of Caustic. And these are just great. So I'll probably be using them to flesh out locations or dungeons and stuff like that as needed. In addition, I don't know if I'm going to be using this as much, but I also have this. I'm just grabbing shit from the other table. It's Forge. I did the art for this. Yeah. I worked with Oliver on it, as some of you may know, who is also a viewer on the channel. And yeah, did some of the art and we made this thing. Well, he made it. I kind of just did the art. But let me see if I can find the Oracle illustration that I did, because I like this one. Look at that. So yeah, if I need to flesh out the dungeon some more, I might be using this. But for now, let's just start exploring the world of Kral. Let me bring up my rules document on my computer, if I can find it. Where is it? Chowclips.blood.im. Soloing tunnels and trolls with custom settings. There you go. Okay, cool. For those of you in the chat, I'm just gonna copy and paste the link so that you can actually see what I'm using as the rules. And I'll hit enter on my keyboard. There you go. So that's the rules that I'm using for today. So the idea is to make your own custom setting from like movies or books or whatever and solo through them. I've already made a little bit of a setting here. There's like the volcanoes towards the northwest. There's like the Iron Desert. There's like the Perilous Swamp, Misty Fogs, and the Endless Plains. And yeah, we're starting from the swamps. And essentially, I think we were imprisoned by our debt collectors who... Yeah, let's see. Who are the people who like imprisoned us? I'm gonna roll a d6, and if it doesn't make sense, I'm just gonna roll again. Yeah, let's see. I got Dice Tower ready to go. 4. Okay, interesting. It says here Magical Beast. So I'm gonna assume that that means that there was some kind of altercation involving, let's see, which kind of magical beast? A Slugtor. So we were fighting a Slugtor and they were working for the debt collectors, and we got essentially imprisoned in a tomb, but we got out and we're trying to get to the Fire Mares so we can actually get out of this hellhole. So we have just escaped essentially a tomb. We're just like crawling out of this imprisoned tomb, and we start. I'm just gonna write down tomb here so that I don't forget. So I want a few more details about this place. So I think I'm gonna use... Yeah, let's use the location dice, why not? Dice Tower is pretty sick. Yeah, I 3D printed it. Get out of there. I haven't used this that much yet, which I feel bad about because Caustic sent me these, and Caustic's a really good friend, and I wanted to use them on stream for quite a while, but I just haven't had the chance to. So we'll just use... yeah, let's see what the weather is like today. Why not? This is a weather die. It is cloudy, but it is mostly okay. So if I got something like, yeah, if I got anything else, it would have been pretty bad, I guess, like lightning. But it's just cloudy day. It's not raining or anything. We're able to escape from our imprisonment by some Slugtors, which are like, the way I imagine them is like these men on like these slug bodies. And they essentially are able to have massive strength. And I just imagine them dripping goo everywhere they go. They're not in the actual movie, but I thought they fit in pretty well. So, it's a cloudy day. We're coming from our exit in the tomb here. And we're starting to go towards the west because we heard a rumor from somebody that there are some fire mares that were like kind of like captured and kind of kept in this location. We don't know by who, and we don't know the exact details of it, but we know that we kind of have to go to the west, and it's near the volcanoes, but not exactly at the volcanoes. It's like at the Iron Desert. So yeah, let's see. Each of these locations, each of these regions actually has a difficulty rating associated with it. So we're in the swamp right now, so that actually means that if we go upwards and then we go to the west, we could go that way so that we can hit to the desert faster. But it would mean that we have to pass through the swamp, which is gonna have a high chance of an encounter. Alternatively, we could go through the plains, which is relatively safe. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start moving towards the plains here. So we get 3 moves in one day, and the moves are essentially 1 square each. I wrote down like 2 squares on a road, but right now there's no road. So yeah. So we're coming all the way from here, and we're kind of going towards this direction here. And let's just start. So the way this is gonna work is, let me check the Overland travel rules that I wrote up. Here we go. Grid crawl procedure. So it's essentially gonna be 1 square, and there's gonna be 3 moves. So we can move directly into the plains, and there's gonna be a 1 in 6 chance of an encounter. There's also a 1 in 6 chance of a feature. So we're gonna do that. Let me get some separate dice. So this is gonna be the encounter, and this is gonna be a feature dice. So let's do that. Yep. So yeah, I'm just gonna roll both at once. We got a 3 and a 6. So on the first encounter, there is no feature, and for the day, there's no encounter. So the encounters are done per day. So we're gonna have to roll up the features for the next 2 squares. We're heading towards the west, and we're making some progress. So we're gonna roll 2 more times. Nope. And nope. So we're able to kind of like camp out in the plains, and we haven't had any difficulties yet. We haven't actually run into any monsters or any creatures or anything like that. The thing is, I also wrote that you can actually push yourself to try to get to your destination faster. But that will require like a constitution check, which I'm not planning to do yet. So I think we're just gonna rest in this area. I'm gonna check for a nighttime encounter, which is probably unlikely. I'm gonna use the same die roll that I did for the plains, so it's a 1 in 6 chance. Oh, I got a 1. Okay, there's an encounter. So as we're kind of like settling down for the night, as we have just escaped our like Slugtor debt collectors, we hear something approaching, and we can kind of see it. Maybe we can't see it easily because it's like kind of like a cloudy night, but there's somebody approaching. Let's see what it is. I'm gonna roll a d6 for it. It's a 1. Your stream is in 2 seconds. Wait, what? But other people can see it, right? Wait. What? Oh, are you making a joke about that or something? Let me see. Let me reload the pitch. Can you guys see the stream? Let's see here. Oh yeah, the stream is visible. Okay, cool. Alright, so oh yeah, welcome to the stream, Montross. But yeah, we're gonna get an encounter. I'm actually gonna see what it is. Okay, we got a 1, which means it's a human of some kind. I'm gonna reroll to see what kind of human it is. So it's a group of peasants. Okay. D6 advantage roll on how many we meet. There's gonna be 5 of these peasants that are going to come up to us. Or they're kind of like... Yeah, are they traveling? Like, what is their current activity, I guess? In the middle of the night as well. So I think what I'm gonna do is... Let's see here. Should we use the NPC dice? No, actually, I'll be right back. I got the perfect thing for this. Yep. Look at that! It's a fucking activity die! This is from Tales of Argosa. Thank you to the creator for sending me this. And we'll just roll this up, see what they were doing when we met them. Oh, okay. Interesting. So we have a fire going, and like we see these 5 peasants. So we're in... Where are we at? We're in D1. And we essentially see these 5 peasants coming. And they have been attracted by the fire, like the campfire. And they approach from afar and they're like, "We're so cold. We're so hungry. Please, can you allow us to rest by your campfire? Please, can you allow us to spend the night with you? We see you have a nice setup here with sleeping bags and all." So the question is whether they're actually peasants or whether they're, you know, bandits or something else. This is where I'm gonna use a mechanic that I wrote up, which is basically an oracle roll, but it's for if there's a risky thing involved. So it's called a Oracle of Fortune, and it uses the region's difficulty. So it shouldn't be too hard to hit. I just essentially need to get... What's my luck at? Oh, actually it's kind of difficult. I need to get a 7 or higher. So the question is essentially, are these peasants actually peasants? Are they gonna be hostile towards us? Because I think what we're gonna do is Banshee is going to probably be a bit suspicious. But yeah, we're gonna roll that up. Let's see. We need essentially a 7 or higher because we're doing a saving roll against a difficulty level 1, so that's 20. Oh, shit! Interesting. Okay. I got double 6s. When you get doubles in a saving roll, you actually roll again and you add to it. So the reason this is interesting is because you also add it to your XP. So we're gonna roll again. So we got 12 so far. 12 and 24, okay. So 24 times 1 because there's a saving roll difficulty of 1. And we got 24 XP for trying our luck, essentially, seeing whether there's any danger involved. So every time you check to see whether there's actually any danger, you will actually level up, so to speak, because you're taking risks. So I got 24 XP from that, or adventure points rather. Now, 24 plus 13 is 37? 37. So 37 minus 20 is 17, which means it's an extreme yes and. Okay, interesting. So they're they're actually peasants, but they actually have some information to offer. So are they friendly? Are they actually friendly, I guess, is the question, right? And as they're resting by the campfire, it's a yes and, so I'm gonna assume that means that they're gonna give us some information. Yes and. So we're gonna ask them about the place that we're going to. We're like, well, we heard there's these fire mares that got recently captured from the volcanoes. Can you tell us anything about that? Let me think for a bit. I guess they will know about it, but like, what can they tell us about it? Oh, they can tell us who captured these fire mares, I think. So we can roll a die on the encounter chart for that, and you can see who it is who like is essentially like guarding these fire mares. And I got a 4. Oh my god, wait. I have to roll. I got magical beast. So it's either a fire mare, which doesn't make sense. Fire mares guarding fire mares. A giant toad, or a slugtor. So I'm gonna say 1 to 3 is giant toad. 4 to 6 is slugtor. Okay, so the fire mares are being guarded by a gigantic toad. But guarded by giant toads. I'm gonna say it's very likely that these toads are being ordered around by somebody else. But yeah, is that actually the case? So I'm gonna say like an oracle roll. 1 to 3 is no. 4 4 to 6 is yes. So are the toads essentially being controlled by somebody else? Or are they just like sentient? No, they are not being ordered around by anyone else. So I'm gonna bracket this and say they are intelligent toads. Okay, so giant toads that are like quite intelligent. For some reason I'm thinking of like Hypnotoad. But they're essentially they're guarding these fire mares that they've captured. Maybe to eat them? I'm just gonna write that out. Eating? Question mark. Is this like a delicacy to them or something? Maybe. Maybe like fire mares are like spicy. Because like they emit this heat, right? I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, we share our provisions and we rest with these peasants. I realized I didn't actually buy what my weapon and armor was. So I'm actually gonna do that right now. I forgot about doing that during character creation. So I'm just gonna do it now. Let's see what we can actually have. Oh wait, we were captured, right? So we might be naked. Yeah, we might be naked right now. Did we find our... Yeah, that's a good question, I think. I'm gonna test our luck. Did we actually get our equipment when we were leaving the tomb? Let's see. That's a 6. That's I needed a 7. So okay, our AP goes up, but that means it's a no. We're basically naked. Yo, Caustic, yeah, I was just telling them about how you gifted these dice, and I'm starting to use them for this. But we don't have any of our... I guess we got provisions, but like we don't have any armor or weaponry. So, and I don't think these peasants have anything that they can offer us. Do they have at least like a stick or something that they can give us? Like maybe like a scythe or something, like some farming equipment? I mean, they're traveling as well. I don't think that's likely. I'm gonna... yeah, I'm just gonna ask this as a yes/no question. So, do they have anything that they can offer me since they're really friendly, right? And we gave them a fire. And let's see. Okay, that's a yes. So I'm gonna look for a really shitty weapon in here. And I'm gonna use that. Because I don't want to fight. I don't want to like find this thing barehanded. Like find these giant toads and like have to fight them barehanded. So let's see. What will they give us? Melee combat. Yeah, here we go. Let's say... Let's try to find... Yeah, billhook I think would be good. I just said a scythe, right? A scythe? Scythe. So, do I have enough for that? Yes, I do. I think a billhook will make more sense though. So is it a billhook or is it a scythe? 1 to 3 billhook, 4 to 6 scythe. So it's a scythe that they give us. Using an SR on luck is so smart for approaching certain encounters. Yeah, it's really fun too. Because then you get to risk it and you actually get to increase your AP. Oh, I realized the imprisoners will have taken all my money, so I'm broke. I'm dead ass broke. Wait, am I broke? Wait, no. I should test my luck on that. Am I broke? Because I think that's actually a risky thing to do. Well, I already tested my luck to see whether they took my equipment. So yeah, I'm broke. Whatever. I don't have to test my luck for that. So I'm just dead ass broke. And I have a scythe now, which is good. But I don't have any armor, which is bad. So I have a scythe with 4D plus 2. And I have 14 combat adds, so that's good. Alright. So they're like, yeah, we can spare you something. And they take out this scythe and they're like, this is a bit rusted, but we use it for farming. And you seem like you could use it. Thank you for the food. And thank you for the fire. Apparently, I was able to get the provisions out when I was escaping from the tomb of the Slugtors. And we rest. I think the next day I'm actually gonna ask them like, hey, you wanna come with? You know, like, you wanna come with me? Like, there could be like essentially the rest of the fire mares. I just need one. You could sell the rest and you can make a decent profit from it if we're able to like get them out of there. So I have these rules for enticing creatures into service. PCs may attempt to entice creatures into service by performing a charisma saving roll versus MR plus 1. So MR plus 1. Oh wait, I mistyped that. It's not MR plus 1. It's like the... It's supposed to be the MR dice plus 1. So I'll have to change that. I'm actually gonna write this down. Changes that need to be made. Enticing. MR. So it shouldn't be MR. But it... So how much MR do they have? They're peasants, so 5. So they'll just have 1 dice. So it'll be 2 dice worth. So it's gonna be a difficulty ranking of 25. So can my charisma reach that? Probably not. And if I fail by 10 or more, I actually offend them. And they might attack me. So I don't think... I mean, they won't attack me. It says attack if, like, is appropriate. I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna, like, be like, hey, you wanna come along? So, I'm just gonna try it out and see whether it works. That's gonna be a 5 plus this is 16. That is not successful, but it does not fail by more than 10. So actually we're good. They're just like, nah, we already helped you out a bit. We're even. Unfortunately, they're not gonna come along with us to free the farmers. So we're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna go to the Iron Desert then. So the next day, we start heading off with our scythe in hand. And we are gonna go directly into the Iron Desert. The Iron Desert has a difficulty ranking of 2. So there is a 2 in 6 chance of encounters as we're entering into the grid. No encounters? Is there an additional feature? No additional feature. So there is still gonna be a layer in here that we can essentially find the farmers in. So I want some more information about this location. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use one of these dice here. And try to find out what the location is like. I'm gonna use, I think, this one and this one. So let's see what it's like. I got... Ooh, okay. What the hell is that? Is that like a fruit stall? Okay, yeah. So I think what I'm gonna find is essentially this is the home of like the giant toads, right? So I'm gonna get to the Iron Desert. Toads in the Iron Desert. That's interesting. So at the outskirts of the Iron Desert, there's gonna be like this kind of like a bit of a rare lake, and you can see it for miles. And propping out of the lake is this kind of like weird structure. Like that. And there's like a hole in the center of it, and it seems to lead downwards into the water. Kind of like that. Oh, a fruit tree. Yeah. So it makes sense because this is the only place with water in the Iron Desert. So there's like a bunch of trees kind of around as well. Even though like it's in the middle of the desert, there's these trees. And it's like a little bit of a paradise within this like horrible area, right? I think that's pretty cool. They're dry toads, not webbed frogs. Yeah, I think like these ones are a little bit different in that they can subsist within the desert, but they still need a little bit of water from time to time. So I think this idea is pretty cool, where they essentially have this oasis almost, right? So this is in C1, and there's like a bunch of fruit from there. And as like we're approaching, do we see any toads in the water? Because that'll be bad. Is this a luck check? I think this is a luck check. This is gonna be harder though, because this is in the difficulty region of 25. So we're gonna have to test our luck against that. So my question is, are there any toads? And if I fail, there are a bunch of toads on the perimeter. I got a 9, so that's barely a failure. That's a 22. So, but I times it by 2. So I got 44. No, I got 9 times 2, so 18. So 48. So I'm actually starting to get a bit of AP there. But essentially there's a bunch of toads just like peeking up from around the sides of the lake. Maybe there's like a bunch of like rocks around here as well. And like they're kind of camouflaging themselves within the area pretty well. Maybe these toads are like yellow toads. Let me ask that. Like, are they camouflage toads? Yes, okay. So I'm gonna say they're essentially like chameleons almost. Which is bad for us because that means that they might just jump us. We might not be aware of them even. Let's actually test that. So that's an IQ check versus 25. We're probably gonna fail. That's bad actually. Yeah, I mean, I already put myself in this situation. So there's a bunch of toads around. They're camouflaged behind the rocks and we might not know better. So we're just gonna see if like Bunchy Kozak is able to kind of see these rocks to actually be the toads that they were looking for. Oh, that's bad. That's a 7. That's not gonna do it. We do get 14 AP, but that's really bad because that means these toads are gonna be able to do whatever they want to us. How many toads are there? They're solitary creatures, so it's gonna be 2d6. Take the lower. Fuck, there are 5 toads. How much? What's your monster rating at? Oh, we might just die here. 25 MR. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, 5 of them at 25 MR. Oh, oh, jeez. What's their reaction towards us? As they're kind of like watching us approach, are they immediately gonna attack, or are they gonna make themselves known? I think that's just a regular dice roll. I don't think that's a luck check. So are they gonna just make themselves known? Or are they just gonna attack? Are they gonna just straight up attack? I think I'm gonna roll that at advantage. So yeah, they're just gonna straight up attack. Fantastic. So we're not prepared for this at all. There's 5 of them. Jesus Christ. So that's 125 MR. Right? So how much dice is that? I'm gonna die, I think. What's the fucking monster rating on that? Oh my god. So monster rating, let's see. Why did I stat them so high? Why did I do this? Okay, creating monsters. So 25 is 3 dice per person. Or per frog, rather. So, okay. So that's 3 dice. I already tested my IQ. I did not see them, and I already rolled the dice. They're gonna just straight up attack me. There's 3 dice for each of them. There's 15 dice. Am I just gonna die? Oh my god. Oh wait, I'm a human, so I get 1 more saving roll. I get 1 more saving roll actually. Hello, Jenks. Yes, I'm about to get my ass kicked. Yeah. I got 1 more saving roll, but that probably won't save me. So I will have actually been able to test my IQ twice, so I'm gonna do it again. Oh fuck, I failed anyway. Alright, I'm gonna get bodied. I like how the sad music just like, you know, kicks in as soon as I die. How many of them are able to jump me at once? Can you stun to avoid the damage somehow? I guess I could, to try to like do a dexterity check, but the problem is that, let's see what their MR is at. Fuck, I'm not gonna make it. It's like 30. I have to hit a 30. So I could try it to stunt and get out of the way. But I think if I do that and I fail, all of them are gonna jump me at once. So I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna try it. So dexterity, I'm gonna actually try it against a saving roll difficulty of 3, so that's 30. So I have to get doubles, otherwise I can't make it. Oh no. No. Oh yeah, I can roll again, I forgot. Become human. Okay. No, fuck. Oh, mimic frogs are the worst. So that's 21. That's 83. I'm gonna die. Why am I noting down my XP? Okay, They're all gonna jump me at the same time. So there's 3 dice per dude. So like there's 5 of them at the same time. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the first 3 and see what happens. All right. I think it's safe to say that I'm gonna die. That's 9 con off me. That's another 9 con off me. That's 18. I'm already passed out, essentially. Let's see if they overkill me. Oh, actually, oh, okay. 6. That's gonna be... Oh, no. No! No! So I was gonna say, like, if it's not less than -10, I'm just unconscious, but no. They just, like, jump out from the rocks and just pounce on my body and just, like, essentially, like, start biting at me. And, yeah. I just straight up go to, like, -20 HP. Oh, I have to roll one more time. Yeah, I'm getting bodied. I'm like, I don't even know what happened to me. I just, like, walked in and then, like, essentially all these rocks turned into giant toads and they just all jumped on me and I died. And the peasants didn't come along, so essentially, Bonchi Kozak is no more, which is great. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go to the perspective of somebody else that we met in our journey. So what I'm gonna do right now is those 5 peasants that we met previously, we're gonna shift perspective back to them. So where were we when we met them? We met them at D1, right? Okay, we're gonna shift perspective back to one of them, the leader. And the leader's name is, who's the leader of this group? The leader's name is, Chucker. Okay, Chucker. You know, they're walking, by, like, you know, like in D1, and they're like talking to each other, and they're like, man, you know that guy's gonna get fucked up, right? Like, we kind of like just left him into his fate, and he's probably gonna die. And like, he seemed like a good enough dude. Like, I mean, and then Chucker is like, wait, didn't those toads like, wait, they camouflage, right? And then everybody like just stops in their tracks, and they're like, oh yeah, they camouflage. Wait, he's probably dead. We should probably go check if he's dead, right? Like, we kind of sent him to his death. Like, the least we could do is like check in. Like, if he's still alive, we could like warn him. I mean, he just went off in the morning. We could still catch him if he's still alive, right? And they're like, yeah, we should do that. So Chakir and like 4 other dudes. So 4 other guys. And I'm gonna say that Chakir is the leader, and I'm gonna roll up stats for them pretty much independently. But yeah. So I'm gonna roll 3d6. I'm gonna roll 4d6, take the 3 highest, drop or drop the lowest, because I want them to survive, but they are type warrior. And they're human, and they have a bunch of like hirelings along with them. Okay, let's see what our stats are. Let's see. That's pretty good. Okay, that's like 13. I'm just gonna write this down here. What a responsible leader. That's true. Yeah. Getting wrecked by a bunch of mimic toads, holy shit. Immediately as well. Like just immediately. That's a 12. That's quite high. That's like what, 15? 1, 2, 3. We need 3 more. That's 5, that's 13. And then let's see here. Oops. Okay, so that's it's an 11. And one more. I'll just give them average stats. Yeah, for the 4 other guys, I'm not gonna roll. I think I'm just gonna give them like way down the middle. I just got 4 ones in a row. I mean, you saw that on stream. But because double 3s, I get to roll again. I get to roll these 3 again. Oh my god, my luck. Alright, that's not much better. Fuck off. That's like... Alright, that's like 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like 9. Okay. Alright. They have a very average leader. I'm gonna give them a strength of, yeah, 15. IQ of 11, I think. Luck of 13. Constitution, I'm gonna give them 13 as well. Dexterity is gonna be a 12. And their charisma... Wait, their charisma needs to be high, right? I mean, they're leading a group. Yeah, I'm gonna swap around the... I'm gonna swap around the IQ and the charisma. So like 9 and 11. No negative adds. Yeah, no negative adds. At least there's at least that. So like in terms of their adds, it's 3, 4. They suck. They kind of suck. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna give them a scythe. No, this sucks. Wait, can they even wield a scythe? Can they even wield a scythe? That's the question, right? Let's see. 14 and 8. Yep, they can. They're okay. They're good. Alright. So they got a scythe and 4D plus 2. So the 4 other guys, I'm just gonna say they have, I can't say they have scythes as well because like, you need above average strength to wield that. So I'm gonna say they have... let's just say they have pickaxes or something. Or like clubs. Yeah, let's say clubs. So they have clubs. So they have 4 guys, 4 dudes, which are farmers, and they have clubs. And each of them has a club that does 3 dice. Alright, cool. And no adds for them, but Chakir has 4 adds from his massive strength from mud farming. Yeah, exactly. So let's actually create a personality for Chakir. We know that Chakir cares enough to like go back and, you know, help this dude out. So let's see what the virtue is. Oh, their virtue is they're courageous. Okay, that fits. That actually fits very well. Alright. So they're courageous, but what is their vice? Oh, their vice is that they're wrathful. That makes sense too, I guess. They're like... So Chakir is like rounding up these dudes and they're like... He's like, look, if Banshee's got any chance of being alive, we have to go back and we have to fuck up these goddamn toads. And then, like, we're gonna get these fire mares out of there and we're gonna sell them for a pretty penny. You know what I mean? Like... I know a village just... Where's the village actually? Let's see. I know a village that's just east of here in the Misty Fogs that will take these fire mares for like a bunch of money. And the 4 dudes are like, yeah, let's do it. So I'm gonna write that down. Essentially the village is at 5-3, so C5 is a village. And these are like wandering dudes, like pilgrims essentially. Actually, I'm gonna name the 4 dudes, why not? Let's do that. So one of them is called Jericho. Another one is called let's see here. Jericho, Nasar. Who else? Palimar. What are these fucking names? And one more. Gaspar, yeah. So we got Chakir, Jericho, Nasar, Palmar, and Gaspar. What the fuck? Alright, these guys are like, yeah, let's go rescue our friend. Not knowing that he's, you know, been eaten alive. So they start heading over, and it's just gonna take 1 day's travel, but they might get an encounter while they're getting into that hex. So let's see. Oh, not hex. This is a grid. While they're getting into the square. Alright, they don't get an encounter. I've been very lucky with this. Let's see if they get a feature though. They don't get a feature. Okay, cool. So they're gonna come over to the desert. They're gonna find this, essentially this lake that they've heard about at the edge of the Iron Desert. And they're gonna see the fruit trees, and they're gonna see the rocks, and they're gonna see a bunch of blood in the water. And they're gonna be like, oh, that's probably not a good sign. That's probably bad. So they're gonna look around. Are the toads, like, did the toads retreat back in to eat the body? Or are they still outside? So the question is, are they still outside? So I'm gonna use Chucker's luck for this. So let's see. They needed oh, they barely fail. Okay. So the toads are still outside, and they're like hidden as these rocks, and the blood trail kind of leads off towards the side, and Chucker is like whispering to the rest there, is like, it's over there, they're in the rocks. And there's like, are there still 5 of them? I think that's a good question to ask. So I'm gonna roll the way I did previously, which is just 2d6, take the lower. Oh my god, there's still 5 of them. I got 6 and 5. So there's still 5 toads. And the rest of the peasants are like, that's way too many for us to take on. The fuck do we do? And Shakir is like thinking about it for a bit. And he's like, well, yeah. Jericho, you kind of like did a bunch of like animal herding back in the village, right? And Jericho's like, yeah. You could try to lead these guys away from us, and we could go in and free the farmers. I think that will take a charisma check from Shakir to do that, but it's just gonna be a level 1 charisma check. So I'm gonna try it. He's gonna try to convince Jericho to essentially distract these toads away. I got a 7. So is that a pass? That's barely a failure. Fuck. At a level 1 check as well. So so Jericho's like, fuck off, I'm not doing that. Shakir looks at the rest of them, and none of them other than Jericho have this experience in like herding animals, or do they? Actually, I'm just gonna ask that at a disadvantage. Do they have anybody who knows about herding animals? Yes, barely. So like one of them knows about that as well. So he turns to Palomar and he's like, wait, Palomar, you too have herded animals. Yeah, like if we get these farmers, we'll give you like a bigger share. So I'm gonna test it again. Test my charisma again. Let's see. Oh shit! Okay, that's 10. And I get to reroll because doubles. 10, 16, and I get to reroll because doubles again. 16 plus 5. That's a 21 in total. Okay. So that's an insanely high roll. So Palomar is like, wait, you're gonna give me a higher share? Of like a larger share of like the treasure? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. So I just got, what was the roll? Holy shit, it's like it's an insanely high roll. Yeah, that's crazy. I just got like 2 doubles in a row. So Palomar is essentially going to try to sneak the toads away. So Palomar starts cautiously like approaching the lake. And are the toads going to kind of like pounce on him immediately? So I'm just gonna ask that as a yes, no. No, they're gonna wait. So he's gonna come, so he has to come a lot closer in order to do it. Which means that they might have to do a dexterity check or something. So I'm gonna say that their stats are gonna be an average. So it's gonna be like 3, 3, 4, so that's like a 10. So they have to get a lot closer, but then they have to run away as soon as the toads try to jump on them. That's gonna be pretty hard. So the dexterity is a 10, and they're gonna have to kind of like hit a pretty high number in order to do it. So Palomar is gonna do it, but let's see if they succeed. Palomar kind of sneaks up, expecting the toads to jump like onto the edge of the lake and start running after him, but they don't jump yet. So he comes on closer to the edge of the lake and they still don't jump. So he steps into the lake and then they jump. And he's like, oh shit. Oh shit. And then he has to roll quite high to get out of this situation. He does not. That's gonna be a quite bad roll. That's 16. So they fail to do it by quite a bit. So the toads are just basically gonna get all their attacks on Palomar. Palomar is dead, essentially. So they're just starting to chomp away at Palomar. And Chucker is like, shit! Go, go, go! And then they all like just charge in. Are they going to attack the toads first while they're busy eating Palomar? Or are they just gonna like rush for the entrance? I think they're gonna take care of the toads on the outside. Yeah, I think they're gonna take care of the toads on the outside. So they're gonna get a free attack on all of the toads, but they just sacrificed their dude. That's kind of fucked up. Yo, real name, hello! How are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing pretty okay. I just had a blood test, as you can see. And I was just saying how the results aren't great, but like I might have a lung infection again. But that's fine. I'm just trying to ignore it for the moment. So there's 5 of them. And we might be able to take them out immediately. Yeah, I'm gonna try my luck. Why not? So that's gonna be 4D. And then there's 3 of these guys, so that's gonna be another 9. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to divide it up again amongst like 5 creatures. So each of us, so there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So each of us is gonna attack a toad, and like let's see whether that works out or not. So I'm just gonna roll it and see. So we get 1 spite damage. Oh, I just heard something. Oh no, it disconnected. Are we still live? Are we still live? Hello? Oh shit. It says it disconnected, but seems like we're still live. I'm just gonna keep going. Alright, it literally said it disconnected, but anyway. So the rest are gonna try to do the same thing, which is probably a bad idea. They're gonna attack 1 toad each. Oh, whoop, there's a 1 there. So that's gonna be 6. Oh shit, this was a bad idea. This is a really bad idea. This is like a horrible idea. Why did I do this? That's 10 health gone from that guy. I'm just gonna roll directly on this. Oh, this was such a bad idea. Why did I 14? Oh no. Okay, yeah, that's 12 health gone from that guy, so that's gonna be 13. None of the toads die. Oh. So we come out swinging, like swinging our scythes and our clubs, and they're all eating away at Palomar. They don't die, but they actually decrease in terms of their combat adds. I don't think we can take them still though. I think we have to retreat. Shit. How many are there? Okay, so like they have 25, so they have 3 dice. And then we divide it by 2. So this guy has 6, this guy has 5, this guy has 5, this guy has 6. And this guy has fucking 12 combat adds. We're dead. We're absolutely dead. Unless we think up something else, we're dead. Again. Why did I do this? So Palomar is like dead in the water, obviously, and we came in and surprised them, but now they've turned their attention towards us. So what I'm gonna do is let's see. I think Shakir is courageous and wrathful, right? I think they can go berserk. Let's start using the berserker rules. Come on, I need to figure a way out to defeat these fucking toads. This was a fucking mistake. Guns. Berserker fighting, here we go. Alright. Okay, cool. Missile weapons. So they're gonna expend a bunch of strength points. 2 strength points to be exact. Okay. And they are going to... How does Berserkers attack. Oh, get no adds and no subtracts. However, they get to roll extra dice. Okay. How many extra dice? Okay, missile weapons, shield. Alright, I don't see... I'm just skimming through this, but I'm... Oh, here we go. Characters using 3 or more dice weapons may go berserk when 2 of the dice come up to the same number. Okay. And it only comes to humanoids rarely. But I'm gonna say that this guy can just do it, so... Suppose the character throws a double. Oh, okay, right. Okay, got it. So essentially any doubles or triples is get rerolled. So yeah. Shakir is like, fucking, I'm just gonna go berserk and I'm just gonna go for it. So like he goes red in the face and he just starts swinging around his scythe like crazy. And oh my god, he actually does it. Okay, he actually does it. So he deals I'm gonna have to like check the damage of the toads against them, but he actually gets 2 spite damage, and he gets fucking like, what's that? 12, 5, 16. So 16 and 2 spite damage. So how do I write this down? 2 spite damage. I get 16, and he's gonna like add to that 16 with like 2 more dice. So oh shit, yeah, okay. So he's gonna get 9 to that, so that's 25. Oh, they might actually turn this one around. Maybe. Probably not. Alright. The rest of them are just gonna also like just swing their clubs, but they're not gonna go berserk. So let's see. Jericho is gonna like swing as hard as he can. He's gonna get... Oh, this is a disaster probably. They got 1 more spite damage there. Alright, Jericho did his duty. Nasar is going to try as well. Oh no. Oh no. This does not look good. Oh shit. Alright, yeah. That's 3 spite damage, which is gonna go to the first toad. It's not good. But at least that's something, right? So but they get to use all of their combat adds from the previous turn, so I'm just gonna roll for all of them, 3 dice each. And we're gonna have to determine how this is divvied up amongst their HP. I think we're gonna die. I think that's gonna happen. So 3 dice, 3 dice, 3 dice, 3 dice, 3 dice. Fuck! Alright, let's just go. That's gonna be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, 9. Jesus Christ. 8. Alright. Wait, we might be able to do it. They're actually rolling... Oh, that dice is 5, 3, 3. So that's gonna be 11 as well. That's 1 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there you go. So that's how much in total? 53. Plus their adds of 4, so they're gonna get 57. Wait, is that actually correct? Yeah, that is correct. Okay. Then they get... How many combat adds? 9, 8, 11, 11, 10. So they're gonna get 49! Oh wait, but they get combat adds as well. 49 plus 6, 6, 5, 5, 12. 4. Jesus Christ. 83. Okay, so this is what happens. Essentially, we go into an all-out melee. 5 of these toads against 4 of our guys. And the difference in number is overwhelming. Even with our friend going berserk, they actually deal 26 damage towards us. So, what I'm gonna say is that we can divide like whoever takes up the damage. So I'm gonna say that the 26 goes towards 2 of these guys. So they have 10 health each. Jericho is gone. Nasar is gone. Gaspar is gonna have Oh Jesus, they're gonna have 4 out of 10 HP left. And Shakir is like, fuck! Wait, as a berserker, can they run? Because they're still berserk, right? Oh no. Actually, you know what I think happens? I think all of the damage is gonna go towards Shakir. So, Nasar is gonna survive. And that's +3. So Gaspar is gonna be a 7 out of 10. But Shakir is gone. Because he's still in berserk mode. He's gonna like put himself in danger. So, that's great. Our leader just got killed. Let's see, Quinn says, "Sup chow, can't stay to watch right now, but I just wanted to drop in and say I enjoyed the first TNT session. Excited to watch this one in the morning." Thank you, it's going horrendously. We're just getting eaten by giant toads. Magic 8 says, "Work is calling, hope to catch this later, good luck." Thank you. I think we need more skill than luck right now, but yeah. So, our leader is dead. Nasar and Gaspar are gonna try to flee. They're gonna have to make dex checks. Versus... Oh my god, the toads are actually... 3 dice, right? Oh shit. Oh shit, so they have to reach... Oh, that's almost not possible. They're gonna run, but they're gonna still get some damage. So let's see. Are they able to run out of the way? Oh! Nasar got double 6s. So that's 12 plus double 1s. So 14. Oh, double 3s. Okay, so that's 20 in total. 27 times difficulty rating of 3. Oh my god, he gets out of there. Holy shit, Nasar's our new character. Okay. So they rolled a 27. Times 3 is gonna be 81. So they get 81 AP to start with. But Nasar is able to get the fuck out of dodge. Let's see if Gaspar is as lucky. No, they're not. Okay. Gaspar fucking eats it. Gaspar dies. Cool. There's only one survivor in the entire group. And that's Nasar, who rolled doubles like 3 times in a row. He flees like as his leader, and all of his friends get eaten alive. They should get good AP for daring to go. No, they haven't even stepped into the dungeon yet. They're not gonna get any AP. No, they're not gonna get shit. Once they step into the dungeon, then they're gonna get 100 AP, but they don't get anything to start with. So I'm just gonna write out their stats now. Jesus Christ. Can they even level up? No, they can't because... Oh my god. Their IQ is... Sorry. Their IQ is 10. Their luck is 10. Everything is like super average, right? So their con is 10. Their dex is 10. They're like super average. Their charisma is 10. And their ads are 0. So they have 0 combat ads. And they have a club. And they're able to like run out of the way. Actually, wait. Do they run into the dungeon? If they can get the fire mares, they can like leap out of there, right? Oh shit, yeah, no. You know what they're gonna do? Instead of like running away from the location, they're gonna be like, fuck it, there's fire mares in there. If I can like free one, we can like jump out of this area. You can like literally fly out. Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna do that. They're just gonna run directly into the dungeon as fast as they can. And the toads are eating all their friends outside. And they're like gonna frantically search for some fire mares. Okay, let's see. You need 1,000... Wait, you need 1,000 stats to raise one stat by 1. Wait, what? Is that true? Like it's 100 per point? That's insane. Alright, but they're running into the dungeon, so they're gonna get... What? 181 AP. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense actually. So yeah, they run into the dungeon and they're gonna start off in the dungeon. So we're just gonna draw a 6x6. I made that way too tall. Oh, I should actually draw this like larger so you guys can see. Yeah, I'm gonna draw it again. So like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just gonna number them. 4, 5, 6. A, B, C, D, E, F. And I'm gonna see it comes from the bottom here. Gotta bounce. Bizzle is calling. It's early morning here. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you. Yeah. It's not based on the points you have in an attribute. It's like logarithmic or exponential or something. Oh, they changed it from deluxe. Okay, I got it. I mean, not changed it from deluxe, but it's different from deluxe. Okay, I get it. Alright. That... All his friends are dead. Let's see if he can survive in here. Where's my dungeon generation rules at? Okay, let's see. So, he goes into the first room, and it is 8. So, he comes in here, goes to the right, like that. We're gonna check, let's see. He has a goal, which is to find the fire mares. So, in order to find the goal, we have to determine a difficulty for the goal. I think we're gonna put it at 3 because that's the default difficulty. He is on level 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So there's a difficulty level of 2 that he has to make. So 30 is what he has to essentially roll in order to find them here. So it's actually more like 20 because it's deducted from their luck. Or their luck is deducted from it. So he has to essentially roll doubles in order to be able to find the fire mares. So let's see if he does it. Nope. So on the first level, he comes in, he doesn't see anything, but he can hear the chomping of the toads from the outside. Let's see the encounter chance. No encounter, and feature. That's a 4 in 6 chance. There is a feature in here. Let's see what the feature is. Ooh! Ooh, 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 this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. This is cool. Okay, so, at F3, there's stairs leading down. So the way that this works in Tunnels and Trolls is that is actually or not Tunnels and Trolls, my solo rule set is that it's easier to find your goal on like deeper dungeon levels. So it's gonna be far riskier to go into deeper dungeon levels, but I think that's exactly what Nasar is gonna do. He's gonna just see the stairs, he's just gonna like just go for it. So he's gonna go to the second level of the dungeon. And for going to the second level of the dungeon, you actually immediately get XP. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because he's essentially exploring it and he's able to find a way down to the second floor. He gets, I believe it's 200. Alright. Cool. So he's gonna come down into here. I'm gonna roll for what the room is like. That's an 8, which is... Okay, it goes right as well, so... It's kind of like... kind of coming in from here, right? So it kind of goes like that. Alright, cool. Is there an encounter here? No encounter? Any feature? Yep, there's a feature. What's the feature? Let's see. There's a 5, which is... Oh my god, are you serious? What kind of trap is it? Okay. Okay, as he steps down... As Nasar the Bolt steps down into the second level of the dungeon, going like, yeah, I can take it. He notices that the ground is very wet. And there's these bubbles kind of like poking through the bottom of the floor. And he accidentally steps on one of the bubbles and it starts releasing this horrible gas. He's gonna have to make a constitution save against dungeon level 2, which means he has to roll fucking really high, which he's probably not gonna roll. He fails. So he takes the damage of the difference. Is he dead? Is he dead already? Oh my god, he takes 13 damage. Is that correct? He got 17. The dungeon level is 2. Oh no, he doesn't take 17 damage. No, sorry, my bad. He takes 8 damage. Oh my god, he's down to 2 constitution. Nasar breathes in a bunch of this gas, and he just like, oh my fucking head, and he tries to like blindly like barrel forward, and he's able to go to the next room, but he's at really low HP. I should have also checked whether the fire mares are here. I should have done that too. Let me do that right now. So that's gonna be a check versus 25. So it's actually like 15, right? Yep. Okay. Let's see. They might be here. So like that's doubles. So that's 2 plus 9 to 11. Oh my god, I missed it by 1. They're not here. He got some AP for that though. Not actually, it was quite a lot. He got like 11, I believe. I can't remember how much he got, but I should have noted it down. I'm gonna say like 20. I think that was about the correct amount. So I'm just gonna put him at like 400. So he basically is almost dead now, and he hasn't found his goal yet. He's gonna go into the next room. This is awful. This is like an awful situation to be in. He's gonna get a 5 and a 6, which is gonna be 11, which is a crossroads. So he's gonna go like that. Let's see if he gets an encounter. He does. Okay, so encounters, the way I do it is 1 to 3, 4 to 5, and then 6. So common, uncommon, and rare. And on a rare, I will roll on the existing like base encounter chart. So I'm gonna say the common thing to find here is a giant toad, like just straight up like a giant toad. I think uncommon thing is to find tadpoles, and this one is rare. So let's see what he meets. He finds a fucking giant toad. Yeah, of course he finds a giant toad. Yeah. That's how many of them are in here? Let's see. Encounters. The amount of encountered creatures is equal to D3 plus dungeon level minus 1. So it's gonna be D3 plus 1. There's 3 of them in here. Jesus Christ. So there's a trap. And in F4, he's trying to get away from the gas, and he stumbles into 3 giant toads. The question is, what are these giant toads doing? So let's see what they're doing. Oh, okay. They seem to be like digging little holes to kind of like lounge around in. So they might be caught unawares. So the question is, are these little holes that they're digging into kind of like blocking their vision from Nasar? So that's gonna be... Okay, he has to get a 15 or higher on this. Oh my god, he's really lucky. Wait, let's see if that luck continues to hold. That's 4 plus 7. Is that a pass? 4 plus 7. That's 11. Oh shit, it still fails. Never mind. He's not lucky enough. Oh, that's bad, actually. Alright. He gets 422 XP. But these giant toads hear him kind of like stumbling into the room, and they turn around and croak loudly at him. And at this point he has like PTSD. He's like, no! But I have to check whether he finds the fire mares in here as well, so I'm gonna do that. He gets 5 and 5. Wait, that's... Oh, if he rolls a 5 with this next roll, he'll find the fire mares like around this area essentially. He gets a 1 and 1, so that's gonna be okay. He needs a 3 or more. He does it. Okay, so on that roll, he essentially is able to find that the toads are here, right? And they're digging these holes, but they're digging these holes next to a bunch of like tied up fire mares. How many of them are there? So I'm just gonna roll a d6. There's just one. There's one fire mare off in a corner, like tied down. And he can see that the giant toads are making these holes because they have just eaten their fill. There's a bunch of like empty like ropes, and it looks like there's a bunch of like horse remains on them, and the toads have just eaten a bunch and are like trying to make these hollows in order to sleep in. But there's one more fire mare remaining. The toads are aware of him, so he's gonna have to do a dex check in order to get there unharmed. How is he gonna get over there? Like, that's the question. Like, how is he gonna get over there? His stats are shit. Okay, so he will have to pass a dex check in order to actually get to the fire mare, but this seems very unlikely to happen because that will mean that he has to roll it 15 or higher. What's he gonna do? He can't go back to where he was. There's gonna be like, there's still gas there, so I think what he's gonna do, I think what's much more likely for him to do is Nasar is going to try to dive for it. So I'm gonna say that, yeah, it's a dex check, but I forgot that he's a human, so he gets double. He gets like a second attempt if he fails. So let's see. This is gonna be an 8. He fails the first try. Come on, Nasar, please. No, no, that's a 5. That's a difficulty rating of 2, so he gets 4, 3, 2. Okay, he fails it. If he can just reach the fire mare, he'll be able to escape out of the dungeon. But as he's leaping for the fire mare, one of the giant toads like essentially like sticks out. It's like it opens his mouth and a tongue shoots out of it, and it just like wraps around Nasar. And I think if Nasar fails his this next check, he's just gonna get eaten alive. I think he'll have to use his strength in order to like get out of the grasp of the tongue of this giant toad. So we're gonna try that. Oh, this is tough. This giant toad has, what's the giant toad's it's 25 MR, right? So it's at dice level 3. Oh shit, he has to pass a 30 or higher. Oh, he's dead. He's fucking dead. Alright. No, he's dead. Yeah, he fails. He fails. Nasar like jumps like at the fire mare trying to free it, gets caught in midair, and just gets swallowed up by the toad. And then the toad croaks and like spits out an arm or something. Literally in the same room as his goal, and he fails to get to the goal. Insane. That was a complete failure for every single character involved. So let me just sum up what happened. Okay, so Bonchi Kozak comes in from the east, coming up towards here, and he basically is kind of trying to find the fire mare so he can get out of dodge. So he kind of comes in, finds a bunch of peasants who he talks to, and he heads off, gets killed. The peasants are like, we should probably go after that guy. They come after him. The leader and everybody else except for this guy, Nasar, gets killed. Nasar heads on in to the dungeon, tries to find the fire mares, is able to find the fire mare that he was trying to search for to get out of the dungeon. But as he's about to free the fire mare, he just gets eaten alive. That's how it goes sometimes, I guess. That's insane. It's fucking insane. It's fun though. Okay. Let's see. We didn't use these as much as I would have liked, but we did use them for creating some of the encounter locations and stuff. But I think next time I want to use the dungeon dressing dice a lot more. That's a cool kind of like test session. I did find a few errors, but actually mostly it works as intended. Wait, why did I just drop in my regular dice? Whoops. Yeah, it's kind of like working mostly as intended. Nasar actually had pretty good luck. I can't believe that he had so much luck and still kind of just died. He was getting doubles all over the place. Oh well. It happens. Okay. Let me switch over the camera. Hello. Hi. How long have I been streaming for? Let's see. Holy shit, I've been streaming for like 1.5 hours. That felt like super fast. Yeah. I think this is where we're gonna end things off. I had a lot of fun doing this. This was pretty damn cool. I would like to continue this at some point, but yeah, Tunnels and Trolls is just really fun to play solo, and I wanted to see whether I could make it freeform, or rather not have to use the inbuilt adventures. But looks like I mean, it was kind of bad luck to find not only one of the toughest creatures in the entire world that I have made for this setting, but also find them in a group of 5. So the way I was like trying to find out how many of the creatures there were was I rolled 2d6 and took the lower number. On both attempts, I got... First attempt I got a 5 and a 5. Second attempt I got a 5 and a 6. So sometimes that shit just happens. It just happens. And I think if we got like one toad, we could have taken care of it easily. But we got fucking an army of toads, so we couldn't do anything. Almost got to the fire mare, but you know, happens. Alright, cool. Thank you all for tuning in. I wanted to show one more thing before I went off though. Before I ended the stream, I wanted to show off one more thing. And it's pretty exciting actually. So, a few days ago, I was contacted by Terran from Conjured Craft, who is a huge inspiration to me. And I'm not sure if I can tell you what I'm working on for him, but I'm essentially working on a piece of artwork. I don't know if I can show it now that I think about it. I was gonna show the artwork on stream, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that. But I will say that I've been recording the process, and I plan to turn it into a video. So I think that's gonna be really cool to do. It's a pretty elaborate illustration as well, so I'm quite excited for that. What else has been going on? Oh yeah, I also want to do a few more illustrations for Chaos Crawl 2 and try to release that in a timely manner. I don't think I'm gonna do that on stream right now because I've been going for like 1.5 hours and I apparently am sick. I just got my blood taken by a vampire. Yeah, like, I hope the lung infection is not something that I need to worry about too much, but it might impact things going forwards, specifically the streaming and commission taking. So I'm staying optimistic about it, but you know, like, you can't predict this shit. It's just like, you know, it happens. Anyway, yep. I'm gonna turn off the stream now. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you Caustic, thank you Kazumo, thank you Aggie, thank you Real Name, thank you Quinn, thank you Magic 8 Baller, thank you Jenks, thank you Ontros, thank you Penflower Inc, and thank you Ricardo. I think that's everybody. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, see you guys next time. I want to do more of this stuff, and I think the next stream might not be a solo stream, it might be a drawing stream.